Why do 90% of DJs get stuck streaming with no real growth? I've been through every stage of streaming myself, and I had to learn the hard way. Streaming more, posting clips, and collabing is not the real answer to growing. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 stages of live stream DJ growth, how to spot what stage you're at, and the one move nobody talks about that finally gets the needle moving. But before stage 1 even starts, there's that sneaky doubt. Will anyone watch or care? If you've ever felt that, then trust me, you're not alone. And pushing through this is the real first win. Once you do, stage 1 finally makes sense. Here's the thing. Becoming a streamer is not about fancy gear and setups and a packed chat. It's about making the leap from content consumer to content creator. And that shift sounds simple, but it's everything. Suddenly, you are the one pressing go live. You are troubleshooting tech, talking to an empty chat, and showing up to create your art even when no one is watching. That identity shift is the entire point of stage 1. The sign you are here is obvious. You know you're in this stage if, well, you're new, and you only have a few viewers and followers. And also, if you have a lot of second guessing and awkward moments, because nothing feels smooth here yet, and that's normal. Stage 1 is awkward by design. You're not building production value, you're building resilience. The success criteria for this first stage is simply that you go live. You finish the stream, and you show up again. And if you can do that, you win. If you can make progress with zero validation, you win and you'll be on your way to stage 2. Most people will quit here because they chase growth too early or they compare themselves to others. But if you accept that stage 1 is simply becoming someone who creates instead of consumes, everything gets easier. Once that identity is locked in, you're ready for stage 2, where momentum actually starts to build. Every top DJ who live streams has had a moment like this. The moment where the stream ends, they exhale and they admit to themselves, this isn't working yet. And here's the part nobody tells you. The top streamers all went through this. Every single successful streamer has had a phase where their audio sucked and their camera was awkward and timing felt off or the chat barely moved. And if you're in this stage, you're not behind. You're on the exact path that they were on. And by the way, my mission with this channel is to help DJs tap into the wild world of live streaming because learning to DJ and live stream my sets completely changed my life in my late 40s. So if you want to know more about strategies and DJ education for the content era, I'm going to leave some links in the description for you. So stage 2 is the identity shift from chaos to momentum. This is where you stop treating your stream like a mystery and you start building skills. You stop guessing, you start improving on purpose. You stop hoping the next stream will magically be better, and you make it better. The characteristics in this stage are simple. You dial in your audio. You clean up your overlays. You fix your camera framing. You improve your mic presence so you sound confident and not shy. You refine your pacing and your transitions and your music flow and your chat flow and your raid strategy, and you start fine-tuning instead of just surviving. And the success criteria in stage 2 is measurable. You'll know you're a skill builder when you hit 10 to 20 average viewers. People start returning because they see you leveling up and they like your content. You'll know you're a skill builder because you become an affiliate and your community starts to tip you and you get subs and bits occasionally. Your stream feels smoother, your confidence increases, viewer retention gets sharper, and for the first time, momentum shows up. Because your skill is finally catching up with your ambition. This is a stage every top streamer had to push through. The only difference between the ones who grew and the ones who quit is that they didn't stop here. Because the next stage is where you stop being just a streamer and you become something magical. I know, I have a flair for the dramatic. Here's where many streamers will hit a wall. They're improving and they're consistent, but growth stalls again. Why? Because they're still thinking like a streamer, not a creator. See, stage 3 is the point where you stop relying on the live stream alone and you start building a brand that people care about. Stage 3 is the identity shift from streamer to business-minded creator. In this stage, you stop treating your stream like a one-off event and start treating it like a part of a bigger ecosystem. You think in terms of episodes or moments or segments and storytelling and audience experience, and the characteristics here are easy to spot. You create content outside of your streams, which grows your brand. You understand the platform and viewer psychology instead of blaming luck or blaming women who barely wear any clothes. You know who you are. And you build a brand on purpose, not by accident. Now here, the success criteria reflects that shift. Your average viewers rise into the 30 to 40 range. Your growth becomes predictable. Your community becomes sticky. Viewers show up for you, not just your music and your stream. Your off-stream content starts bringing new people in, and monetization becomes a real thing. You get consistent subs, affiliate income, and maybe some early brand interest. And when this stage clicks, you stop being someone who streams and you start being someone who creates demand. But I do want to mention here that sometimes we get so wrapped up in growing and reaching the next stage and the next level that we forget the most important part. The journey is way better than the destination. And this is something that I have had to learn the hard way myself. So I just want to emphasize that as you are growing and moving through these stages, please enjoy each one and remember why you're streaming in the first place. And that takes us to the super level, final level, stage 4. Most streamers never reach stage 4 because they stay trapped in the idea that Twitch or YouTube or whatever platform they're streaming on is the business itself. But the real breakthrough is realizing that live streaming is just one piece of your empire. This is how you build freedom, stability, and impact that lasts beyond the stream. See, stage 4 is where you stop thinking like a streaming content creator and you start thinking like a CEO. You build systems, assets, and income streams that do not disappear when you hit end stream. This is the identity shift into entrepreneur and CEO. You stop treating live streaming like the entire world, and you just start treating it as one part of the bigger ecosystem. You think long-term, not stream to stream. Your decisions become strategic, not reactive. Becoming a streamer CEO is like moving from being the star player to owning the whole team and building the entire stadium. You're not just showing up for the game, you are designing the field, selling the tickets, running the merch booth, and making sure the lights stay on even when you're not playing. That is how you build something that lasts. And here's what this stage looks like. You diversify your income instead of relying on Twitch payouts alone. You build products or launch memberships, you create digital offers, you build an email list, you partner with brands and collaborate with intention, and you set up systems that run even when you're offline. You stop being the entire machine and you start building the machine. Success here is obvious. You average 50 plus viewers, your revenue is stable and predictable, brands want to work with you, your community buys your merch, you land paid gigs because of your online presence, and most importantly, you build income streams that exist whether you go live today or not. This is the point where your stream stops being a hobby and becomes a real business. And once you see yourself as the CEO of that business, everything you create becomes 10 times more powerful. Now, not everyone will want to take this route, and that's okay. I personally love nerding out on business and marketing as someone who's had my own coaching business. I love the intersection of my two passions, music and teaching. But whether you want to be a CEO of your live streams or not, here's the next move. Fix the stuff that's silently slowing your growth. Because everyone watching this video wants to grow, no matter what the reasons. So go watch this video about the real reason your DJ livestream is not growing and how to fix it.